I live in a state in the southwest. This state is known for having the hottest temperatures during the summer. Growing up poor and shit out of luck, I knew what it's like to have to use the city bus system. It can be a shit show. Either the bus shows up early and you miss it by a few minutes, or the bus shows up late. It is pretty much a guessing game. After the 3 rounds of stimulus checks, I had finally been able to buy my first truck. And with it, I had finally been able to break free from the bus system. It was March 2021. I was cruising, enjoying the freedom that a new or used truck brings. I was at a red light. Mind you, these lights take forever. I was taking in the scene of the inner city. That's when I saw him. He was a man with white hair, wearing a dark suit, with a pale white beach cruiser, waiting at a bus stop. I checked my phone's weather app and saw it was an uncomfortable 88 degrees. That was unusual for this time of year. I made up my mind and decided to stop to see if he wanted a ride. I pulled into the gas station behind the bus stop, put on my mask, and got out. I walked around the bus stop shade and said a quick hello. I asked the elder gentleman how long he had been waiting for. He responded for quite a long time. Too long. I asked him if he would like a ride to his destination. He shrugged and responded with a nod. After I loaded his pale white beach cruiser into the back of my truck, he got into the passenger side. I asked where he was going. He told me to keep going west. I complied, and we drove in silence for a few miles. I was uncomfortable, since he wasn't wearing a mask, but said nothing. After a few minutes, I grew impatient. I asked him how much further. He signaled to turn into an empty dirt lot. I am not going to lie. I was a bit scared. Worst case scenario, I was about to be stabbed and carjacked. I turned off the truck and waited for him to act. Silence ticked by, and my fear grew by the minute. Then he turned to me. I looked at him, and his hand shot out at incredible speed. It came to rest on my forehead. Immediately, I lost control of my body and my mind. Like a movie projector, I saw the past plagues that had almost damned humanity. I saw things that no man was ever meant to see. As I watched, I felt the pain and suffering of man. I subconsciously pleaded with God to make it stop. I saw all the great plagues: COVID-19, the Spanish flu, the Black Plague, the plague of Justinian, and the Antonine Plague to name a few. I saw the old man watching with a huge grin on his face as man writhed in pain and died horrific deaths. I heard a voice in my head. Not yet! 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 I woke up at a bus stop bench with the sun beating down on me. I was out of it. I got up and looked for my truck, but it was nowhere in sight. Disoriented, I pulled out my phone from my pocket. I froze as I looked at the time and date. November 18th, 2019. I closed my eyes and heard a voice say, "Come and see." So I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and he who sat on it had a name, Death, and Hades was following with him. Kill with sword, and with famine, and with pestilence. I stared around with shock and horror. I started to walk, thinking I had just lost my mind. I stopped in my tracks as I saw a pale white beach cruiser sitting on its bike kickstand. It was the old man's beach cruiser. In my head, I heard, "Who said it had to be an actual horse?"